True fans live for their team. For those true U of A fans, there is Hughes Federal Credit Union. Show your U of A spirit and put technology and convenience at your fingertips. Hughes Federal Credit Union. Smart choice.
Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. Greg, Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
Lots to talk about now that we're back from hiatus. That's what they call it in TV, by the way, hiatus. First of all, let's start with Rich Rodriguez. Monday morning, Rich Rodriguez surprises most people, including us, by announcing that not only will Bill Kurlavich not be back in 2016, but defensive coordinator Jeff Castile is gone too. This, to me, was a shocking move. Why do you think they made it?
Because they had fallen so far behind, maybe not schematically, but in recruiting. Their defensive line was so lightweight, everybody could push it out of the way. They had to change. They have to get bigger defensive linemen, attacking defensive linemen, and they probably have to blitz more. They had none of those elements, and I think RichRod finally realized we have to change this.
Well, and Castile was not a guy who enjoyed blitzing, I don't think.
No.
I mean, and when they did bring pressure, I thought that they had a lot of success. I mean, you look in the Utah game, which is really their only quality win of the year.
Yeah.
They brought the heat. I thought that they did a pretty good job of bringing pressure against ASU. When they did that, I thought that they had good success, but it's like they had to be forced into doing it.
I think RichRod and Castile butted heads all season. I think it was a clash at Lowell Stevens almost every day during the week, trying to figure out what they were going to do defensively because it wasn't working. They didn't have the personnel to make it work anyway. And something had to give. I think the reason we were surprised was because of the relationship between them. Severing that relationship is pretty tough.
What does this show you about Rich Rodriguez and the way he operates? And I mean, this is I mean this as a compliment. This is a cold-blooded move.
He's not going down on somebody else's accord. If he goes down, it's going to be the way he goes down. And if that meant getting rid of Jeff Castile and Kurloff, that's what had to happen. Sure,
the $6 million question going forward, or at least the $600,000 question, given what they're paying their defensive coordinator is, where do they turn next?
I think, and we've discussed this, they need to get a Polynesian influence of some sort, either the defensive line coach or the coordinator. They have to be fresh and new. They can't be the same. I mean, RichRod set himself apart because he was different. But his defense wasn't different. Well, it was different.
It was different, but it isn't anymore.
But I think he might just surprise everybody and come up with a guy who makes you go, wow.
Can I come up with a guy who makes you go, wow? Alabama's outside linebackers coach, a guy named Tosh Lupoy, a great recruiter at Washington under Steve Sarkisian, a guy who was, I think, as good a acquirer of Polynesian talent, that's not a word, as there was in the West. A bright young guy, he's in his early 30s, ran into some trouble with the NCAA, but resurfaced at Alabama of all places. If they could get somebody like him, does that tick all the boxes you're looking for?
The rest of the league would go, wow. They would say, we need to have him, not Arizona. But is RichRod bold enough to pull that off?
I don't know. I think he has a guy in mind. I don't think that he would have made this move without having a short list of people who he thought he could get. So it's going to be very interesting. And whoever says that there's an offseason in football, there's coaching changes, there's coaches' convention later this week, national championship game on Monday, spring ball, signing day February 4th, spring ball February 5th. This is crazy.
And it'll all get lost during the basketball season.
I know. It's Tucson in February and March. Basketball is typically the front page news. Yeah. That'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. For Greg Hansen, give me a prediction for the national championship game.
Oh, anybody but Alabama.
I agree. I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.
True fans live for their team. They buy the gear, they order the tickets, they pay for the seats and the experiences. For those true U of A fans, thankfully there is Hughes Federal Credit Union, offering the latest payment choices such as U of A debit cards, paying online, paying a friend with pop money, or using Apple Pay with your mobile phone. Show your U of A spirit and put technology and convenience at your fingertips. Hughes Federal Credit Union, smart choice.